The most mind-blowing moments on paternity court.
Are his father.
Oh, yeah. Look, I got something. Hold on.
She looks like her dad.
And she's light. That's it.
Shouldn't her dad be your husband if you're in a marriage?
No, Your Honor. Because I
Your
told
Honor,
him
she's-
I cheated on him.
The frantic father wants answers to the paternity question eating at him.
You claim that when your son turned 3, the defendant, your wife, admitted to you that you may not be his biological father. You have petitioned the court for a paternity test, seeking a definitive answer today with hopes that your son is biologically yours.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So both of the participants are equally guilty of this infidelity.
During that vacation, we had separated. When I get back from the vacation, I go to like different houses that she's at. Periodically, I see this same dude at the different houses. So I'm like, okay, it's nothing. We're separated. She tells me she's pregnant. I'm like, okay.
Mr. Pickett further told the court what deepened his suspicions.
He told me that the other guy that was there was for Shanae.
So it was one of those type things.
It was one of those type of things. Now this extended vacation is over. I'm back again. I'm playing daddy. I have no problem with playing daddy. I love my kid. That's why I'm here today. I love these little guys. Let's just speed it up just a little bit. I say, let's mend it together. We cool. You're my friend. You're my lover. You're my wife. These are our kids. We already did this.
So it led to the awkward question being asked.
Everything's good. We're back together. Now, in the back of my mind, I wish I could blow this little thought out.
So you're back together?
We back. It's cool. Swimming pools on the side of the house. Everything's good.
Okay.
So I ask her. She denies. I ask her. She denies.
What do you ask her?
I'm asking her, is these my kids? Is this my son? Have you been cheating? I love you. I quit cheating. You can ask the girls. They be like, man.
After this, Mrs. Pickett also confessed that her husband had valid doubts.
Just based on what I told him, he does have a reason. I did wait 3 years later to tell him. I let him know I stepped out and did something I shouldn't have done.
Before I got from the extended vacation, Your Honor.
4.
3 weeks before, Your Honor, I got back from my vacation. She messing with this dude. I said, I'm gone. Then my son is born 3 weeks early. So I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense.
Nonetheless, Judge Lake tried to conclude things like this.
While you were gone, you had no idea what she was doing. You know, might have been something going on.
Your Honor,
and then she admitted to it.
I called on that phone. And mind you, when you on that phone, everything, you just wait, be quiet, because you're on the phone. Hello, what y'all doing at the house? Who is that in the background? That's what you do on those extended vacations, because you don't know what's going on.
So you got your spidey sense up.
Mr. Pickett even redid his outburst in the middle of the trial.
She admitted it. I said, this is the first thing I said, Your Honor. I said, after all this time, this is my
That's how you did it?
I did just like this. I was in short pants. We were supposed to go swimming, and I just lost the whole swimming mode. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Whoa. And then that was like, I walked outside.
Mr. Pickett, did you do that?
I did all of that.
The next witness came to the podium and told the court how handful the alleged father could be.
He loves his kids dearly. He wants to be with them all the time. He has them now. He's never forgiven her. He's never given her a chance for anything. She can't work. She can't do nothing.
You saying he's controlling?
He's very controlling. He's very intimidating to her. That's why she's standing here quiet now. She can't come enjoy time with me. She can't be at my mom. She can't be nowhere without him wanting to know exactly what's going on. He just shuts her down every time.
Your Honor.
And Mr. Pickett tried to defend himself like this.
There's always a possibility for doubt, and there's always a possibility for it being for real. I laid down with this woman. I did. Passionate or however you want, I did all of that, everything.
But you do that with a lot of women. You do that, you bring all this in her
That
face
was a
all
good
the time.
Are you still cheating with other women?
There ain't no cheating. If you separated, there's no cheating.
The judge understood, but marriage isn't a one-way road.
Why she's hurt? Do you
understand that.
Your Honor, he wanted to let her work
and trust me, I understand that when there's a child involved that you spend time with, you keep saying these thoughts in the back of your mind, in the back of your mind. Can you imagine that she also has thoughts in the back of her mind?
She got more than me.
Things started getting kooky, and in the end, Jerome almost tackled the plaintiff.
Mr. Pickett, you are his father.
Oh, yeah. Look, I got something for you. Hold on. See, it's straight up. It's straight up.
Mrs. Johnson is done with having to choose between her son and her husband, so she wants a divorce.
You claim your husband of 7 years is forcing you to choose him over your 12-year-old son, Elijah. You have separated multiple times over the past 5 years of your marriage. You have petitioned the court to order Mr. Johnson into family counseling because you say if he will not agree, you plan to divorce him.
Yes, Your Honor.
She further revealed that her sons were not being treated equally.
I just want my kids to feel equal. I want my oldest son
When you
to
say he
feel
shows
loved.
favoritism,
For an example, I put my kids kids in baseball. He would participate in our son. He would never participate in Elijah's.
That's not true
That
at all.
photo right there was Elijah's birthday. I took him to the go-karts and he was supposed to meet us after work and didn't even show up.
But the husband was not ready to be judged like that.
You can't expect different results when you're not willing to
He
make a
undermines
change.
me at home. Discipline your son.
Mrs. Johnson, you said your son asked you, Mom, why can't I have a dad too?
Yes.
He does have a dad. I'm there for him. I potty trained him. I've taught him how to ride bikes. I play video games with him. I've tried
this was
so
years
many
ago,
times. It
though.
was years ago.
Mr. Johnson, but do you show favoritism? Do you?
However, the mommy had brought her son's letter to the court.
My name is Elijah. I'm 12 years old. I don't want my mom and Jason to be together anymore. I don't like Jason at all. I don't like being around him. I don't ever want to see him again.
Why? I don't
Jerome,
care. That
please
doesn't mean
hand me
nothing
that
to
letter. Do you have any idea why Elijah would feel this way?
Elijah's disrespectful to me, to
Yeah, but
her.
he's-
Mr. Johnson, on the other hand, also had some rough instances on his list.
I started to remodel the entire place. She told him specifically to clean up after himself. He is 12 years old. I cleaned the entire house. 5 minutes later, he destroyed it. There's food everywhere. I asked him, pick up after yourself. I shouldn't have to do it. You're 12 years old. He told me, you'll have to deal with her when she gets home. He knows I can't have that house like that because then me and her are going to fight over a dirty house. And I'm not going to fight over a dirty house. You know what happened? I cleaned
He
it.
told the court that he was trying to do his bit with a kid.
You're trying to teach him to be a man.
If he's 12 years old, can he pick up after himself? Can he listen to his mom? Can he respect his
So
elders?
learning how to do chores, clean up after himself.
Respect.
Yeah, but you
Do
gotta
you think he
give
respects
respect.
his
I did
mother?
give respect for many, many years.
This mess had led the couple to separation.
Are separated because of this.
Right.
Yep.
now.
I mean, I love Jason with all my heart. I do. And
I love
I
him
would
too.
love for us to work and to be a happy family.
We don't
but
see eye to
at the
eye.
point it's at right now, I just don't know if that's ever going to happen. So much has happened. So many
How do you want me to be a father
being
but not do fatherly
disrespectful
things?
and
Mrs. Johnson's witness came to this testimony.
I see Elijah being left out on a lot of things. Father, son, the ice cream. You ask Ethan to pick up your room. It's like, would you pick up your room? What's wrong with you? Why don't
So why aren't we here for the way you
he's
talk
yelling
to
at him.
Ethan?
You know, he talked to him like a human being, not like an animal that did something wrong.
Wouldn't that go for both children, not just Elijah? Like what Ethan, my son?
While Mr. Johnson's witness had this to say.
But there's a lot of disrespect going around. You got the whole family involved here. Courtney's a good-hearted person. She tries to please everybody. And she goes out of her way to please me. I'm just the mother-in-law. But she does that. She's a pleaser. But you got to set limits for your children. You cannot be best friend with the 8, 7, 10-year-old, 12-year-old. You can't be best friends.
But it was easier said than done.
number one
Most
advocate.
kids around 12
disrespectful?
years old are a lot to handle.
He's twice.
That's
Barbara.
a really tough age. I
but
can
he's got
remember
special
being
needs,
12
too.
years
He's-
old.
Does it happen to you when it's just you and him? Disrespect
Are you all interviewing each other, or
I
am
wanna
I
get to the
trying to
bottom
figure
of
out
it.
what's going on in the marriage? Because my thing is, all of a sudden you get in here and you want to talk to one another.
So the judge thought that both parents had to mend their ways.
Issues between the two of you in your marriage, some of which are caused by the parenting issues, others financial issues and such, professional issues, they're all getting clogged together. Ultimately, the children are the ones suffering.
I agree.
Parenting classes will help you learn how to navigate
brought up
through
There's
this.
gotta be
Now,
more.
Now, let's go to one of the best endings on paternity court.
I realized that there was a petition for divorce. We've seen, now that we've consented to the anger management and the parenting courses, is it safe to say that we're going to work on this marriage?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So we won't be needing this, right?
Right.
Fantastic.
Mr. Hicks is fighting for his paternity right, but his wife is claiming that there is no way he could be the father.
Requested a paternity test to prove that you are indeed the biological father of her baby, who was born during your marriage. You state you are the only father she has known, from cutting the cord in the hospital to signing her birth certificate, and are shocked and dismayed that your wife is now disputing that she is yours.
This is how he was hoodwinked into fatherhood.
You said that the baby was mine. I believe the baby is mine because the baby was made while we were married. You try to say that the baby isn't ours. I don't believe that.
Look at her. She's white. She looks like me. She looks nothing like you. You're
say
hearing
she looks
stories.
nothing
It's
like me?
irrelevant, the stories
You say
that you're
she looks
hearing.
nothing like me. She looks
nothing
nothing
like you.
How you gonna say that?
She
Why
doesn't have to look like me. She's mine.
Wow, this woman is blunt.
I sure did.
She kicked me
you
out,
out
of my house.
2 months after the baby was born. Right after
And
the baby
now
was
you want to
born.
come when she's
And
2
then
years old and say that
she
she's
said-
yours?
Let me
she said-
ask you this. When she told you she was pregnant, what did she tell you?
She said that the baby was yours because when she she got pregnant. It was on Valentine's Day. We were having sex consecutively, our 2-bedroom apartment.
But wait, it's about to get more brutal.
When you married Mr. Hicks,
I was pregnant.
you knew or you didn't know that that was not his baby?
I knew the baby's not his.
Oh,
I lost in
wow.
contact with Daniel.
She lost
So I
Okay,
stayed
I want to
there.
hear who proposed to who.
I proposed to him, Your Honor, because he couldn't man up and do it himself.
Was she-
While you were pregnant with a baby that you knew was another man.
You can call it what you want to call it.
However, the alleged baby daddy was not ready to back out that easily.
I wanted to be a father to my kids, and I believe that she was having my kids because we were together at that time. She's sitting up over there, she had my son, little Robert, saying...
And because she told you.
And she told me it was my kid. You know what I'm saying? She never told me she was creeping around. She never said nothing like that. Honestly...
How did you not notice? You were so stuck in the damn TV playing video games that you didn't notice that?
Next, when the judge called Mr. Hicks's sister to the podium, it made the baby mama go disrespectful.
I wish I had, Your Honor.
That was before we knew she was terrible.
That's what we knew. The
That's what we
lady
thought.
is evil. So evil.
Like, what's going on?
So evil that he stayed with me for almost 60 years?
Sometimes you
You
try
gotta
to...
be the
Sometimes you try...
dumbest I know.
Sometimes you try to...
I know you're upset, and I know it probably is hard for you to hear what they allege about
it's
you.
irrelevant. I don't
well,
care.
if it's irrelevant, don't curse in my courtroom when you hear.
Now, it was time for the homewrecker to step up to the podium.
You knew she was a married woman, but she just was not living with her husband. That's what you heard.
That's what she
you
told
were
me.
told.
Yeah.
You believe you are the father.
I am the father. Because father's not the only one that has them and leaves them. Father's the one that spends time, quality time, and be there for them and tell them what's right and what's wrong.
Have you been there?
I've been there.
Too much, Your Honor.
I got something to
I've
say.
been there.
Ah, no. The alleged father denied all of these claims.
I was kicked out because somebody wanted to move me out of my house. I made moves for us to get into that house. She kicked me out of my house, took me out of my daughter's life. I didn't eject myself.
Okay,
She
but
took
when you
me
would
out
come and pick a baby,
substituted
but you could
deadbeat
have asked how
instead.
she's doing. Phone call, is she
You know
okay?
what's
Does she
weird?
need
You know
something?
what's weird?
What kind of father would have asked about his
You know
daughter
what's
for
weird?
2 years?
I asked her about her, but yet
Have you
somebody...
made any attempt last 2 years?
No.
Nonetheless, DNA results don't always line up with our feelings.
Mr. Hicks, you are not
Thank
her
you.
father.
You should have just signed your name and you would have looked stupid. Did I
was
not
cheating
tell you
and
to
got
sign your
caught just
rights
now.
over?
Sir Williams here wants his daughter back, while Mommy Wynn believes he's delusional.
Williams, from the moment you saw Quenisha Mayberry, you believe that she is your biological daughter, even though the defendant claimed you are not. You hope today's results prove what you have known for 35 years. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams told the court about his connection with a young woman standing next to him.
It was the first time I saw her. You know, she looked like me, fair skin, and I just knew she was my daughter.
And when was this, sir?
When she, about a week after she was born.
Right after she was born?
Yes.
You looked at her and you said, this is my daughter.
Yep.
Because you felt like she looked like you.
Well, she's fair skinned, I was fair skinned, her mom is dark, and the other guy, he's darker.
That's not a lot of criteria.
While her mother simply responded like this.
He's not her biological father.
He's not her father, Your Honor. Color don't mean nothing. Because he light-skinned and she light-skinned, the other guy is dark-skinned, I'm dark-skinned. That don't prove that he's her father.
It sure doesn't.
I know who's her father.
Well, it's
and
different when you got-
it's not Stanley.
Well,
Your
he
Honor.
seems pretty certain that it is.
And when the judge asked her about the nature of the relationship, this is how she went.
How do you remember your relationship with Mr. Williams? Can you take me back?
I don't remember.
Wait, what?
I don't remember at all. If he said it happened, it must have happened. I don't remember.
It is your testimony you do not remember having sexual relations with Mr. Williams.
No, Your Honor, I do not remember.
Wow, is it just me? Or is this also cracking you up?
That don't prove nothing. No, walking past the store doesn't prove he's the father. You're correct. I'm trying to get to, do you remember him asking you on a date or meeting up with him later?
Your Honor, I don't remember none of it. And if Stanley knew he was to feel that he was a father, he could have been did this test. He used to come get her, take over this house. He could have did it then.
Well, if you didn't
want to
think
wait
I-
35 years to do this now?
And earlier, Mr. Williams was explaining that, according to Mayberry's mother, the dynamic was something like this.
I didn't have a problem with him coming over taking my daughter, because like you said, we grew up together. He knew my family, I knew his family. I didn't have a problem with him taking my daughter to his house.
So wait a minute, I mean, even though you grow up with somebody and you know them, that doesn't mean it's come on over and get my daughter and just take her. When would you take Quenisha, Mr. Williams?
First time I took her home to my mom, asked my mom, I said, do she look like me? And my mom said, yeah, that's your baby, Stan.
Miss Mayberry, on the other hand, had this take on the whole situation.
The man that signed my birth certificate, I met him like twice. I don't feel like we have a connection. I definitely don't look like him. I
really don't feel like that's my father.
You had no connection with him?
Nope.
And you've only seen him like 2 times?
And that was when I was like 18. Yeah, I've been mom and dad to her, and I'm still mom and dad.
So where did things actually go downhill?
Seems like you're picking her up, you're taking her to the birthday parties with the other kids, and how did you lose touch?
I lost touch with them because they moved. The last I heard Quenisha, she was staying in Louisiana, and I was just trolling Facebook, social media, and I saw one of her family members, and I was just going on each one of them until I saw a post on that said, Cali reppin' Baby.
Now, let's jump to the result.
You are not the father. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry I could not give you the closure you needed.
Well, looks like Mommy was right all along. Miss Cole is certain who her baby daddy is, but the guy straight up refuses any recollection of being with her.
You fathered the defendant's 6-month-old daughter, Majestic. Your evidence will shock this courtroom, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Cole, you and your mother say you're 100% certain that Mr. Webb is your child's biological father.
And this is the reason why he was so adamant.
I never had sex with her, Your Honor.
That would rule you out. You've never had sex with her?
No.
Yeah, he did.
She's a liar. She's crazy.
Like, what is going on here?
We've heard a lot of defenses in this courtroom. Rarely have we ever heard that you've never had sex with her.
She's absolutely crazy.
So you think she's just making this up?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
But the baby mama told this to the judge.
I know for a fact dates line up, and I know he stayed with me for 2 months, and he slept in my bed with me for 1 night, and we had sex. April 11th.
That's when you believe you conceived your daughter?
Yeah.
While Mr. Webb was not ready to fall for the defendant's fabrications.
We never had sex or anything. We were just friends. We would chill out. That was it.
You were never intimate with her in any way?
I never stayed in her bedroom. I stayed out on the couch.
That's a lie.
And on top of that, I was only there for a week and a week and a half.
I know, it's taking a toll on my senses too.
All right, take me back to the night you believe you conceived.
I can't exactly remember, but I know that it was a night that we was partying. Oh, yeah, right.
By this time, the truth got busting into the courtroom.
Your Honor, the worst that we've ever done is take a picture, and she was already in the bathroom. She had called me in there. When I walked in the bathroom, she said cheese, and I didn't even want to take that picture. That's how crazy she is. She posted it on Facebook, and when I told her to take it down, she refused to because she's crazy.
But Miss Cole had her mommy to back up her accusations.
Come on, you know dang good and well that me and my husband took care of you.
Time the whole time I was
yeah,
there.
you were in her.
All right, let's get some order.
You are a liar, my
Everything that
you're a liar.
Mr. Webb even told the court that the baby was of another man.
There's one reason why I'm here.
Her
to
dad
know
is.
for sure he's the dad. Because I did have another partner. It was a month prior.
How we find out?
No, I told you there was another possibility.
You were 100.
Wait a minute, Miss Cole.
Look, she looks just like him.
Okay, now let's clear this foggy paternity coaster.
Mr. Webb, you are not her father.
Oh! Yeah, you're crazy. You need to go to a mental hospital.